Welcome to another fascinating showdown in the natural world. Today, we're diving deep into the ancient histories of two of the most organized, industrious, and mysterious creatures on Earth, ants and termites. Both of these tiny titans have been ruling their own empires for millions of years. But did you know they aren't even closely related? While ants evolved from ancient wasps over 140 million years ago, termites have been around even longer, tracing their origins to wood-eating cockroach ancestors nearly 250 million years ago. These two superorganisms have each developed intricate social systems, powerful queens, and vast underground kingdoms. In this video, we'll explore their incredible journey through time, from their evolutionary beginnings to their battles for territory today. Get ready for a clash of the insect titans that's been millions of years in the making. Let's begin the epic face-off between ants and termites. Ants and termites are both social insects with significant roles in ecosystems worldwide. But while ants, classified in the family Formicidae under the order Hymenoptera, have characteristics like wings lost after mating, elbowed antennae, and a distinct waist called a petiole or pedicel, and a complex caste system for specialized tasks, termites belong to a different taxonomic group. Termites, classified under the kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, and order Blattodea suborder Aesoptera, are social insects with a caste system featuring straight, beaded antennae, no distinct waist, and wings shed after mating. And while they share a caste system with ants, their anatomical features and closer relation to cockroaches set them apart, making it important to understand these differences for studying their biology, ecology, and interactions with other organisms. Ants are characterized by their three-segmented bodies: head, thorax, and abdomen, with large heads housing powerful mandibles for carrying food, excavating tunnels, and defending the colony. They vary greatly in size from a few millimeters to several centimeters, exhibit coloration ranging from black, brown, red, green, to blue, and follow a caste system with larger, winged queens, smaller, wingless workers, and smaller, winged males. Termites have a soft, pale body divided into the head, thorax, and abdomen, are generally smaller than ants, less than a centimeter long, typically white or pale brown due to their subterranean lifestyle, and follow a caste system with queens, the largest, and winged, smaller wingless workers, and soldiers with enlarged heads and powerful mandibles for defense. Ants and termites, though often grouped together due to their similar social structures and ecological roles, differ in color, with ants displaying a wide range of hues, from black and brown to vibrant reds, yellows, and greens, influenced by factors like evolutionary history, habitat preferences, and specific behaviors such as forest ants camouflaging with dark tones, desert ants adopting lighter colors to reflect sunlight, and tropical ants showcasing bright colors for predator deterrence or mate attraction. Termites, due to their subterranean lifestyle and the constant conditions in their nests, typically exhibit a more limited color range, with subterranean termites often being white or beige, while drywood termites may be darker brown, potentially offering protection from predators or desiccation. While termites generally adhere to a more muted color scheme, there are a few exceptions. For example, some species of termite may exhibit a reddish or yellowish hue, which may be due to factors such as diet or specific environmental conditions. Ants and termites are both social insects that play crucial roles in ecosystems. While they may appear similar at first glance, they belong to different orders and have distinct evolutionary histories. However, one trait they share is the presence of wings during certain stages of their life cycle. Both ants and termites have winged reproductive adults called alates, which emerge during swarming, where thousands take flight simultaneously to mate and establish new colonies. After mating, male alates often die, while female alates shed their wings to become queens and establish new colonies, with most offspring developing into wingless workers and soldiers responsible for tasks like foraging, nest construction, and defense in both ants and termites. Wings enable alates to disperse for reproduction by finding mates and establishing new colonies, while also aiding in survival by allowing escape from predators or adverse environmental conditions. The differences in wing structure between ants and termites include variations in the network of veins supporting the wings and the relative size of the wings. Ant antennae are typically elbowed or geniculate, meaning they bend at a sharp angle. This elbowed structure is a distinctive feature of ants and is often used to differentiate them from other insects. The segment where the bend occurs is called the scape. The remaining segments, which are often thread-like or club-shaped, are called the flagellum. The shape and number of segments in the flagellum can vary depending on the species and can be used as a tool for identification. Some ants have long, thread-like flagella, while others have shorter, club-shaped flagella. Termite antennae, on the other hand, are generally straight or filiform, meaning they are thread-like and taper gradually toward the tip. They lack the elbowed structure found in ants. The number of segments in a termite's antenna can also vary, but they are typically more numerous than those of ants. The straight antennae of termites are well suited for their role in detecting chemical signals. Termites use these antennae to communicate with each other, locate food sources, and identify potential threats. Ant colonies are typically structured around a queen, who is responsible for laying eggs. The queen is often larger than the other ants in the colony and has a longer lifespan. The other members of the colony are divided into different castes, each with its own specific role. The primary role of the queen is to lay eggs. In some species, there may be multiple queens in a colony. The primary role of males is to mate with the queen. After mating, they typically die. The majority of ants in a colony are workers. They are responsible for a variety of tasks, including foraging for food, building the nest, caring for the young, and defending the colony. Some ant species have a caste of soldiers that are larger and stronger than the workers. Termite colonies are also structured around a queen, but they have a different caste system. Unlike ant colonies, termite colonies have a king as well as a queen. The king and queen are responsible for laying eggs. Soldiers are the largest termites in the colony and are responsible for defending the colony. They have hard, specialized jaws that they use to bite and kill predators. Workers are the most numerous termites in the colony and are responsible for a variety of tasks, including building the nest, foraging for food, and caring for the young. Nymphs are immature termites that eventually develop into workers, soldiers, or reproductive individuals. Ants are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Their diet can vary widely depending on the species and their environment. Some common ant foods include honeydew, a sugary substance excreted by aphids and other insects; nectar, the sweet liquid produced by flowers; seeds, a valuable source of protein and carbohydrates; insects. Ants are known for their predatory behavior and will often hunt and consume smaller insects. Scavenged food. Ants may also scavenge for food scraps left behind by other animals. Ants typically forage in groups, using pheromones to communicate with each other and coordinate their efforts. Their foraging behavior can be highly efficient, allowing them to exploit a wide range of food resources. On the other hand, termites are herbivores that primarily feed on plant matter. Their diet consists mainly of wood. Termites are known for their ability to digest cellulose, the primary component of wood. They use symbiotic bacteria in their gut to break down this tough material. Dead plants. Termites may also consume other forms of dead plant matter, such as leaves and grass. Termites typically live in underground colonies and construct extensive tunnel systems. They forage for food by chewing through wood and other plant materials. their activities can cause significant damage to wooden structures, making them considered pests in many areas. Ants are highly adaptable insects and can establish their nests in a variety of environments. Some common locations for ant nests include underground. This is the most common nest type, where ants create intricate tunnels and chambers beneath the surface. They often choose areas with soft soil or decaying wood. Trees. Some ant species, like carpenter ants, build their nests in trees, excavating galleries in the wood. Woodpiles. Ants can also be found nesting in woodpiles, particularly if the wood is decaying. Structures. Ants may invade human structures, such as homes or buildings, to establish nests in walls, insulation, or other suitable areas. On the other hand, termites are primarily wood-eating insects, and their nests are typically constructed of wood or wood-derived materials. Common termite nest locations include underground. Many termite species build subterranean nests, creating extensive tunnel systems beneath the surface. Trees. Termites can also infest trees, constructing their nests within the wood. Structures. Termites are notorious for damaging wooden structures, as they often establish their nests within walls, floors, and other wood components. Ant societies are typically organized into three main castes. Queens, the reproductive females who lay eggs and are the center of the colony. Males, the reproductive males whose sole purpose is to mate with the queen. Workers, the non-reproductive females who form the majority of the colony and perform various tasks such as foraging, caring for young, and defending the nest. Within the worker caste, there may be further specialization, with individuals assigned to specific tasks like tending to the queen, caring for larvae, foraging, or defending the nest. The division of labor is often influenced by factors such as age, size, and genetic predisposition. Ant colonies can vary greatly in size, from small groups of a few dozen individuals to massive colonies with millions of members. The social structure of a colony can also be influenced by factors such as the species, environmental conditions, and the availability of resources. Termite societies are typically organized into three main castes. King, the reproductive male who mates with the queen and helps to produce eggs. Queen, the reproductive female who lays eggs and is the center of the colony. Workers, the non-reproductive individuals who form the majority of the colony and perform various tasks such as foraging, building nests, and caring for young. Unlike ants, termites have a caste system that is more rigid. Workers are typically smaller and less specialized than soldiers, and the transition between castes is often determined by factors such as age and environmental conditions. Termite colonies are often much larger than ant colonies, with some species forming massive underground nests that can extend over several acres. The social structure of a termite colony is also more dependent on the availability of food resources, as termites rely on a diet of wood and other plant material. Ants are often referred to as ecosystem engineers due to their significant impact on their environments. Here are some of their key roles. Nutrient cycling. Ants contribute to nutrient cycling by collecting and storing food, often in underground chambers. When these chambers are abandoned, the stored food decomposes, releasing nutrients into the soil. Seed dispersal. Some ant species, particularly those in arid or semi-arid regions, play a crucial role in seed dispersal. They collect seeds, often for food storage, but may inadvertently disperse them to new locations. Predation. Ants are predators of various insects, including pests that can damage crops and gardens. Their predation helps to regulate insect populations. Soil aeration. Ants create tunnels and burrows in the soil, which helps to improve aeration and drainage. This can benefit plant growth and soil health. Symbiotic relationships. Ants often form symbiotic relationships with other organisms, such as aphids and plants. They may protect these organisms from predators or parasites in exchange for food. Termites are primarily known for their role as decomposers. They feed on dead wood and other plant material, breaking it down into smaller particles. This process helps to decompose organic matter, releasing nutrients back into the soil. Decomposition. Termites are essential for the decomposition of dead wood and other plant debris, which would otherwise accumulate and slow down nutrient cycling. Soil formation. As they decompose wood, termites contribute to soil formation by adding organic matter and improving soil structure. Nutrient cycling. By breaking down dead wood and other organic matter, termites play a vital role in nutrient cycling, ensuring that essential nutrients are available for plant growth. Ants often construct nests with fortified walls made of soil, debris, or even their own saliva. These barriers act as physical obstacles, making it difficult for predators to access the colony's interior. Ants are known for their use of formic acid and other toxic substances. These chemicals can be sprayed or injected into attackers, causing irritation, pain, or even death. Some ants also release pheromones to alarm their colony members, prompting a coordinated defense. Ants are highly aggressive defenders. When threatened, they often swarm the intruder, biting, stinging, or using their mandibles to inflict damage. This collective effort can overwhelm predators and discourage attacks. Some ants have evolved the ability to mimic the appearance or behavior of more dangerous insects. This strategy can deter predators who associate the mimic with a painful or unpleasant encounter. Termites construct elaborate underground nests that are often interconnected by a network of tunnels. These tunnels can be difficult for predators to navigate, providing a degree of protection. Termites have a specialized caste of soldiers with enlarged heads and powerful mandibles. These soldiers act as guards, protecting the colony from intruders. They may also release sticky substances or use their mandibles to block entrances to the nest. Termites often have symbiotic relationships with protozoans that live in their guts. These protozoans help to digest cellulose, providing the termites with a valuable food source. In return, the termites protect the protozoans from predators and parasites. Like ants, termites often engage in group defense. When threatened, they may swarm the intruder, biting, stinging, or using their mandibles to inflict damage. Ants employ a variety of signals to communicate with one another. These signals can be chemical, tactile, or auditory. Pheromones are the most common form of chemical communication. Ants release pheromones to mark trails, indicate food sources, or signal danger. For example, a scout ant can release a pheromone trail leading back to a food source, guiding other ants to the location. Ants use touch to communicate with each other. For instance, they can use their antennae to tap or stroke other ants, conveying information about tasks, food sources, or threats. While less common than chemical and tactile signals, some ants produce sounds, such as clicking or chirping, to communicate with other members of their colony. Termites, too, rely heavily on chemical signals for a communication. They use pheromones to mark trails, identify nestmates, and coordinate tasks. Termites also use tactile signals, such as touching antennae or body parts, to convey information. Unlike ants, termites do not produce audible sounds for communication. However, they can detect vibrations in their environment, which can be used to communicate with other termites. The lifespan of ants varies significantly depending on their species and role within the colony. Here's a general breakdown. The queen is the longest-lived member of the colony. She can live for several years, sometimes even decades. Her longevity is essential for the colony's survival, as she is responsible for producing offspring. Worker ants have shorter lifespans, typically ranging from a few weeks to a few months. Their lifespan depends on their tasks within the colony. For example, worker ants that specialize in foraging or caring for young may have shorter lifespans due to the physical demands of their roles. Male ants, also known as drones, have the shortest lifespans. Their primary function is to mate with the queen, after which they are typically discarded or killed by the colony. Termites also have varying lifespans based on their role within the colony. Like queen ants, queen termites can live for several years or even decades. They are the primary reproductive members of the colony. Unlike ants, male termites, known as kings, can also live for several years. They mate with the queen throughout their lives. Worker termites have shorter lifespans than the queen and king, typically ranging from a few months to a year. Their lifespan depends on their tasks within the colony. Soldier termites, which are specialized for defending the colony, may have slightly longer lifespans due to their protective role. The primary reproductive individual in a colony. She's typically larger than other ants and is the only female capable of laying eggs. Her reproductive output is substantial, ensuring the colony's growth and survival. Male ants whose sole function is to mate with the queen. They are typically smaller and shorter lived than workers. Sterile females that perform various tasks within the colony, including caring for young, foraging, and defending the nest. While they do not reproduce, their labor is essential for the colony's success. Ants often have complex mating rituals, which may involve nuptial flights or swarming. During these events, winged males and females leave the nest to mate. After mating, the females typically lose their wings and establish new colonies. The male reproductive individual in a colony. He's typically smaller than the queen, but plays an essential role in reproduction. The primary reproductive female in a colony. She's often larger than other termites and lays a continuous stream of eggs. Sterile males and females that perform various tasks within the colony, similar to ant workers. Unlike ants, termites do not have a caste system as rigid. Both the king and queen remain active in reproduction throughout their lives. This allows for a more consistent egg production and colony growth. Both ants and termites can cause significant damage to property, especially homes and structures. While they may look similar, their behaviors and the types of damage they inflict are quite different. Ants primarily cause damage indirectly. They can be a nuisance by invading homes and contaminating food. They can also damage insulation and wiring, leading to electrical problems. Ants can contaminate food, leading to health risks. Their presence can be a major annoyance. In some cases, ants can damage insulation and wiring, leading to electrical problems. Termites directly damage wood and other cellulose-based materials. They can cause significant structural damage to homes and other buildings. Termites can weaken the structural integrity of buildings by eating away at wood. Repairing termite damage can be expensive. Termites often cause damage that is not visible until it is extensive. That's a wrap on the incredible comparison of ants versus termites. These ancient empires may be small, but their impact on the world is enormous. Whether it's the tactical brilliance of ants or the architectural mastery of termites, these creatures have truly stood the test of time. Which one do you think reigns supreme? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another wild face-off. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next epic showdown.